Hey rail fans, welcome back to the layout. It's the last weekend of January 2012. I thought I'd put together a little video on some of the things I've added to the layout. I've got some new rolling stock, I've got some new buildings, and I've got some new scenery. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you around. Okay, as far as scenery updates, I mentioned in my last video that I was looking for the grain depot so that it would complete out the set for my grain facility. And as you can see, I finally found that grain depot. I located it on the internet. There was a hobby shop down in Florida that I picked it up from. Took a couple of days to put it together, and as you see, I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. At the same time, I tried to weather, or tried my hand at weathering buildings. You see there, I got some dirt on there and some soot from the smokestack. Kind of turned out okay, but I think I need to add a little bit more weathering to it. You can see I've added some weathering to the silos and the elevator building, but it doesn't look too bad. I think I need to add a little bit more though. Some of the other things as far as scenery that I did, you can see I've started to add some telephone poles to the layout. Telephone poles I constructed. I used a 1/4-inch dowel with some square toothpicks, cut them down and measured them, tried to keep them to scale. I think they kind of turned out okay. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do for the insulators. Run some line. Okay, one of the other things I've been working on was the stream or the river area underneath the bridge. I just poured that realistic water last night. It's only been sitting for maybe about 12 hours or so. I'm going to need to leave that sit a little bit more. When it dries, it should clear up and look pretty good. We'll see once it gets done how it turns out, if I'm going to add any more layers to it or not. You can also see I've started to add some more trees. Those trees on the back of the layout were not there before. You can see got some trees on the back side of the grain depot there. You know, some of the other things as far as weathering, tried weathering the pickle factory. Actually, what I use for the weathering, I'm experimenting and trying things out. My wife had some makeup powder that she wasn't using anymore, so what I did is I used black and brown makeup, brushed it on there, rubbed it in. And like with the grain depot, I think I need to add a little bit more. Doesn't look too bad though. You can see I've added some smoke there out of the smokestack. No rocket science there. I just took a cotton ball and stretched it out. Put some black makeup, make some soot on there. Looks pretty good. There you can see some more of the telephone poles that I've added. There's the hopper that I picked up at Christmas. Got that put together. Didn't turn out too bad. That kind of looks pretty good. Some of the other updates as far as rolling stock. There you can see some of the box cars. Those are 2 box cars that I got for Christmas. Put those together. Picked up that Susquehanna box car off of eBay last week. Put that together the other day. Turned out pretty good. Was at the hobby shop yesterday. Found a few cool things. There's a 30,000 gallon tank car. Pretty happy with that. The only problem with that is now I got to go buy more because you just can't have a lone wolf on your layout. Also picked up a NMRA standards gauge yesterday. They have a tendency to come in handy. Made a load for the flat car. What I did is I took some old rail I had laying around, cut them down about 6-inch lengths, glued them together for 2 stacks of rails. Also found a gondola on eBay. What I need to figure out though is you can see my load there for the gondola is old wheels. What I did is I pulled all my plastic wheels off that I had laying around. Use a load for that. Need to get those painted to make them look like they're rusty and on their way to the yard for recycling. Boxcar I picked up at the hobby shop yesterday, and that's a 50-foot rib-sided boxcar made by Athearn. Okay, here's the opposite side of the grain depot. Like I said, I think it turned out pretty good. Might use a little bit more weathering. I need to build up the scenery around the base of it, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think once I do the scenery for that, I'm also going to put in a dirt road, one in between the 2 buildings, plus down along the side of it, leading back out. Here's a little bit more of a close-up on the river area. It wasn't that cloudy last night, so it is starting to cure and harden. Hopefully by tonight that'll be clear and give me a little bit better idea how that looks. Well, that about covers it. Thanks for going along with me on the tour. I appreciate it, and as always, thanks for watching.